Hello everybody, and welcome to another NTG Daily Card Breakdown. Today we are going to be looking at Growth Spiral. Now, what is Growth Spiral? Growth Spiral is an instant card that costs blue-green and reads, draw a card. You may put a land card from your hand onto the battlefield. Its flavor text is, cyclical and spiral patterns are the specialty of the Gyre Clade, which seeks to revitalize the cycles of nature. So overall, a very upbeat flavor text. But what does this card do in Limited, in Draft? In Draft, the ideal situation for this card is on turn 2, playing it, getting that extra land into play, and then continuing to make land drops for the next couple of turns so that you can curve out Growth Spiral on turn 2, then play a 4-drop, then play a 5-drop. And that's the ideal case for a Growth Spiral. Now, is this card worth it in Limited? The main problem with Growth Spiral is outside of that ideal case, it actually is quite a poor card in Limited. If you draw it on turn 3, you really want to be playing a creature on turn 3 so that you can start gaining control of the board. You don't want to be falling too far behind. And Growth Spiral is really the type of card that can be a really awkward card to play in the middle stages of the game. Sure, in the late game, you'll just be like, okay, sure, I get a redraw if you have 6 or 7 lands in play. But in the middle stages of the game, it can be really clunky to get out of your hand, and it does often take the spot of a spell that could be more relevant. Additionally, one big problem with Growth Spiral, compared to something like Rampant Growth, that's always going to be putting the land into play, is that Growth Spiral has a big fail case, because if you have an opening hand that has 3 lands, and you play a Growth Spiral, there are many games where you put that 3rd land into play, and then on your next turn you just don't draw a land, and you haven't really gained any real advantage. You kind of just wasted your turn 2, and Growth Spiral overall just doesn't really do much in that type of game. So in general, Growth Spiral is the type of card that you really never want to be putting in your deck in Limited, because turn 2 is a really important turn. You want to be getting a creature into play ideally so that you can start playing for the board in a way. And Growth Spiral really doesn't help you do that, while also being a pretty bad draw in the later stages of the game. Cards that are only good on turn 2, but then even only good on turn 2 in really specific situations where you have to have so many things go right, because not only do you have to have Growth Spiral plus those extra lands, you also have to have the 4-drop to play on turn 4 and the 5-drop. If you go Growth Spiral, put an extra land into play, and then on your next turn you play a 3-drop, you really haven't gained anything. And overall, I think Growth Spiral is just one of those cards that's better left on the sidelines in Limited. So yeah, that is going to do it for this card breakdown. Really, I do think that it's the type of card you shouldn't be playing in your Limited decks for the reasons mentioned above. But if you have played it and had good experiences, be sure to let me know in the comment section down below. Also, let me know if you have played the card and had bad experiences to kind of corroborate these results. That's a fun vocab word. But also, anyway, be sure to hit that thumbs up if you want to support this daily MTG card breakdown. And also be sure to subscribe to the channel to get updates whenever I post new card breakdowns. And also leave a comment if you have ideas for future cards for me to break down. Anyway, that's going to do it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll talk to you guys next time.